All righty. Well, greetings to you today on this Tuesday, the 17th of September. Today, our daily Devo is entitled Strength in Adversity. It comes from the Charles Dickens work entitled David Copperfield. I had found a packet of letters awaiting me and had strolled out of the village to read them while my supper was making ready. The packet was in my hand. I opened it and read the writing of Agnes. She was happy. That was all she told me of herself. The rest referred to me. She gave me no advice. She urged no duty on me. She only told me in her own fervent manner what her trust in me was. She knew, she said, how such a nature as mine would turn affliction to good. She knew how trial and emotion would exalt and strengthen it. She was sure that in my every purpose I should gain a firmer and a higher tendency through the grief I had undergone. She, who so gloried in my fame, and so looked forward to its augmentation, well knew that I would labor on. She knew that in me sorrow could not be weakness, but must be strength. As the endurance of my childish days had done its part to make me what I was, so greater calamities would nerve me on to be yet better than I was. And so, as they had taught me, would I teach others. She commended me to God, and in her sisterly affection cherished me always, and was proud of what I had done, but infinitely prouder yet of what I was reserved to do. The thoughts on this from Gene Fisher. This scene from David Copperfield comes on the heels of the passing of David's wife, Dora. David thought to soothe his grief by traveling away from his home in London. While he stayed in Switzerland, David received an encouraging letter from his friend Agnes Wickfield. She complimented him on his solid character, believing in her friend's strength to overcome his sadness and turn his affliction into something good. There are dozens of stories in the Bible of people who overcame adversity. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, 3 men thrown into a fiery furnace because they worshiped God. Daniel, shut in a den with hungry lions because of his faith in God. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are in Daniel chapter 3. Daniel's story is in this part of Daniel's story anyway, is in chapter 6, 10 through 23. Joseph, sold into slavery by jealous brothers in Genesis 37, 12 to 36. Paul and Silas jailed for preaching the good news of Jesus Christ in Acts 16, 16 to 40. All of these men use the strength of their faith to overcome dark times in their lives. We continue to learn from them today as we read their stories in the Bible. Adversity often results in the strengthening of our faith. Like David Copperfield, we can choose to press on through sadness, fear, or whatever obstacles stand in our way. Like the 3 men in the furnace, and like Daniel and Joseph, Silas and Paul, we can put our faith in God and allow him to fill us with the strength to endure and keep moving forward. The Lord is always faithful to those who trust in him. Psalm 31:24 says, "Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart." In other words, continue to put all of your faith and all of your hope in the Lord, for he will come through. He will fulfill his promises. One of the very, very important promises is that he will never, ever leave us. He will never forsake us. He will be with us. He gives to us his peace. My peace I give unto you. Not as the world gives do I give. No, he gives as one who can be trusted. There's no giving it and taking it away. There's simply that giving. But now it's up to us to believe that and to trust in that and to cast all our reliance onto him and in him and what he promises. And that even the bad things in our lives, the difficult things in our lives, have a purpose. And he will fulfill that purpose as long as we humble ourselves and allow him to do that work, to complete that work in us that he began. Blessings to you today on this Tuesday.